before this video begins, I want to give a big shout out and thank you to Uncle Chuffy, SickBoy, ReJecTioN, Maggiethegsd, and Boy with Reverse Card. Yes, these are Discord images, but I want to thank them a lot for what they've done, and they've been with this channel all the while. So a big thank you to them. And yeah, let's just get on with the video. Okay, so hey everyone, this is Maggiethegsd back with another video. Today I'll be ranking Krunker classes from worst to best. So this will be a different type of video. I haven't done this type of video in a while, so I just decided to do this, and yeah, let's just continue. And also, by the way, this is completely on my opinion, so I'm not disrespecting your opinion. I also agree with your opinion, you can say. And yeah, let's just begin without any further ado. First, at number 12, we have the Bowman. Yes, the Bowman, one of the worst classes in the game. With an dealer class stats, with an HP of 100, a damage of 200 in headshot, a range of 1000, a reload time of 1 second or 1000 milliseconds. With a crossbow as the primary weapon, the crossbow is one of the worst classes present in the game, or the bowman is the worst class present in the game. It has only one bow or arrow, you can say, in a clip, and you have to reload after every shot, which makes you vulnerable for a second to other enemies, which is a relatively fast reload time compared to other classes. I mean, 1 second reload time is like very fast, and no other class has such a reload time. You have a secondary weapon as well. The shots need time to hit, as the muzzle power of the crossbow is so many of the time you need to aim a bit further away from the enemy, which makes it difficult and annoying to play with. So you cannot actually hit moving targets easily. For it, you have to be a master. If you want to lower your KDR, you can just try it out for one whole match. It's not a good weapon actually. Moving on, we have the runner. These are the class stats. With an HP of 100, a damage of 50 per slice, a range of 10, which is of course for the knife, and it does not have any reload as it is a knife. We just select a knife as the primary weapon. You can choose any knife, of course, yes. Which is of course is present in every class. Yes, the knife is present in every class. The runner is again one of the troll classes of the game, which you can fool around with annoying people. It has a high movement speed though, so if you know your slide house properly and if you have the required FPS, you can easily get some kills, but it's not that good actually. If you want, like, it does not necessarily lower KDR. You can actually get a nuke with it, but it's super difficult to get a nuke. You just need to have high FPS and everything, so I wouldn't recommend this for beginners. Right, so moving on, we have the agent. Now, the agent has an HP of 100, a damage of 15 per burst, body shot of course, range of 50, and a reload time of 2000 milliseconds, or you can say 2 seconds. It has a Kimbo Uzis as the primary weapon, which basically means 2 Uzis. The agent is regarded as one of the worst classes in the game as well. It has terrible range, so you must be super close to an enemy to kill him. However, in enclosed maps such as Sandstorm, you can say this class can be pretty fun to fool around with, as there's as a time pass if you're bored. This class does not have a secondary weapon, and there is no option if you're reloading, except of course a knife, so you have to be super close. You can crouch though with this weapon to reduce the range, so that is a good thing of that weapon. But anyways, this weapon is not so good, and I will not recommend it for beginners, although many beginners seem to use it. Well, anyways, moving on. And now at number 9 we have the Rocketeer. Now these are the Rocketeer stats. With an HP of 130, with a damage of 70 to 100 direct, of course, not splash, a range of 700, reload time of 2.7 seconds or 2700 milliseconds, and it has bazooka as the primary weapon, and it is one of the classes that you love as well as hate. The pros of the Rocketeer are that you have 130 HP, which means that you are quite strong against other classes. However, the cons are that your movement speed is very slow next to the LMG, in fact. But with your HP, you can try out the Deagle or Alien Blaster combo, which basically means killing people with the secondary weapon. I recommend Deagle or Alien Blaster as they are the strongest. Taking advantage of your HP, you can just kill other people with your secondary weapon only. You can also rocket jump with this, so it is very good. I mean, it's not that good, but it's still good. As I told you, it's one of the classes you love as well as hate. And coming in at number 8, we have the Commando. Now, that is the profile picture of the Commando, of course, with an HP of 100, a damage of 60 to 70 per burst, headshot of course, range of 300, and a reload time of 2 milliseconds or 2 seconds. It has farmhouse as the primary weapon, and it is one of the best classes in the game, to be honest. The farmhouse has a burst fire mode and it deals pretty good damage burst. You can kill classes like Hunter with a single burst. Its other stats are similar to the Triggerman. Other stats like you have a secondary weapon, your movement speed is identical to that of the Triggerman and all. It supports a secondary weapon as well, so that's great. And moving on, we have Vince, the ultimate feared class of every single match in Krunker. Class stats are the HP is 100, the damage is 160 to 200, headshot of course, which is overkill. Range is 100 to 120. Reload time is 1.5 milliseconds or 1.5. I'm sorry, 1.5 seconds or. Anyways, it has a pump action shotgun as a primary weapon, and it is one of the strongest classes in the game. It has super high damage and is capable of killing any class with one shot. Although its range is a bit limited because it was nerfed recently, I heard, and it is a super good class for trolling lobbies and getting fast nukes. It supports a secondary weapon. One of the main features of this class is shotgun jumping. We'll be doing a tutorial on how to shotgun and rocket jump in Krunker, so stay updated. Moving on. Also, the Vince is one of the most feared classes, as I told you earlier. And coming in number 6, we have the Marksman. Now, the Marksman is an underrated class, I would say. It's an HP of 100, damage of 20 to 30 per headshot, so that's a lot. Range is 300, reload time is 0.9 seconds or 900 milliseconds. It has a semi-automatic rifle as its primary, and is a very versatile class and can be very powerful if used efficiently. It has a fire rate of up to 4 shots per second for a normal player, and if you improve your clicking speed, like if you learn techniques like butterfly clicking and all, you can just decimate every lobby you spawn into, except of course if there is a lore sweat. And the only con in Marksman is that it has 90 HP, which means that classes like the Detective or even the Hunter, of course, can one-shot headshot you. It supports a secondary as well, so that's great. And moving on, coming in at number 5, we have the Detective. Now this is one of the strongest classes in the game, as you know, and these are the class stats. It has an HP of 100, a damage of 60 to 70 per headshot, range of 310, and a reload time of 1 second, which is relatively fast. With a revolver as the primary weapon, the Detective is in fact one of the strongest in the game. It deals super good damage, and you can one headshot classes like the Hunter. Like the Hunter has 60 health, so you can just one headshot it, and even the Marksman sometimes, as it has 90 health. The fire rate is 1 bullet per second, which again makes the stats go downhill. It has medium movement speed and it does not support a secondary, which is quite bad. But as you already know, the revolver is regarded by many as a secondary by itself, so it's pretty good. And this is in fact one of the strongest classes in the game, and you can be super good at the game if you master this class. Moving on, coming in at number 4, we have Spray and Pray or the LMG. Now, again, this is a tank. This class is basically a tank. It has an HP of 170, it has a damage of 15 to 25 per headshot, range of 700, and a reload time of 4500 milliseconds, which is quite bad, like 4.5 seconds. It has an LMG as a primary weapon and buffed up HP. The LMG is one of the best classes in the game, of course, and is in fact referred to by many as the best class in the game. Its HP is highest in the game, of course, and can be very beneficial. The HP can be very beneficial for you. For example, you can knife people and stuff without actually getting killed many a time. The LMG deals average damage, so the main con is of course the movement speed, which is slowest in the game, as you know, and also the reload speed is super slow. But if you do have high FPS and know your slides off properly, you can get amazing movement from this class. This does not support any secondary, unfortunately, and this is, in my opinion, the most underrated class, and this is a famous opinion, not unfamous. So, moving on, coming in at number 3, we have the run and gun or the SMG. Now, this is a very awesome class. Like the HP is 100, the damage is 15 to 30 per headshot, which is awesome. The range is 500 and the reload time is 600, and it's a super fast fire rate, which is awesome. It has a UMP as the primary weapon, and it is very versatile. It has high movement speed and deals relatively good damage for itself. It is a very good class for fast killing and in small maps such as Sandstorm. It has fast reload speed as well. So if you like go on a streak, if you go on killing people, like it'll improve your performance much more. Like you'll improve your KDR much more. It'll improve your KPG. So it's basically a, well, you can say a rank booster, and it is definitely a class that is worth mastering. And it's a super light class, which is awesome. And coming in at number 2, of course, we have the Triggerman. Now, the Triggerman is referred to by many as one of the best class. I mean the best class, of course, but in my opinion, it comes in at number 2nd, which has HP of 100, damage of 20 to 36 per headshot, which is awesome. Range is 750 and reload time is 1.2 milliseconds. I mean seconds. With a naked 47 as the primary weapon, the Triggerman is in fact the greatest class in the game, but not the best, of course. It has a super good damage, good movement speed, and is basically above any class. It supports a secondary weapon and is super adapt to any kind of match. So like this was a very hard decision to make. I decided to put this at number 2, but this was in fact a very hard decision to make. So like, how can you like dislike this class? How can you dislike this class? Anyways, moving on. Coming in at number 1, of course, is the Hunter. The king of all classes, the Hunter. This is the Hunter. With an HP of 60, a damage of 100 to 140 per headshot, which is super cool. Range of 1000 and a reload time of 1.2 seconds. It is the king of all classes, in fact. It is above and beyond any class in almost all respects. It has an AWP as the primary weapon, or you can say AWP, whatever. The Hunter can one-shot every class, except of course the LMG or the Rocketeer, but it can kill the Rocketeer in some instances if you're lucky enough. It has good movement speed and has a super high damage. It supports a secondary and is in fact my favorite class in the game. The only con is its HP and can be one-shotted with the Detective. So as you know, the Detective has super high damage and the Hunter's HP is 60. So you can just basically one-shot the Hunter with a revolver, which is, well, pretty bad. I mean, bad for the Hunter, good for the Detective. But anyways, the Hunter is in fact the best class in the game. We have come to the end of our list. Thanks for watching yet again, and subscribe if you like this list, if it matched your opinions, and also like the video. Subscribe with post notifications on so you never miss out when a video from me comes up. And thank you for watching yet again. We are climbing to 80 subscribers and then 90 and then 100. So thanks everyone who subscribed. And well, that's it for this video, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.